Claus sat, an open map sprawled over his lap. Well, if I'm reading this right, it's just another 20 miles or so until we hit the Nevada border. That means we are just half an hour from California. Maggie smiled at him and then exaggeratedly motioned that she was accelerating. Now, 10 years past its prime, 1946, Roadmaster purred under the weight of a driving foot. Let's see if we can make it 20 minutes, she exclaimed. Claus folded the map delicately and leaned back in his chair. After 2 excruciatingly long days and 1 overnight stay in a somewhat objectionable motel room in the western half of Nebraska, here they were. Even though the move was forced on them in the immediate sense by Claus' dismissal from his job and in the longer sense on the end of the war. Time boom that presaged the closing of a tool-and-die plant. Claus and Maggie were excited. California, as it has for so many forebears, from courageous and gold-hungry pioneers of yore. And for anyone who doesn't know, of yore means the days of yore. It means the past and bygone days. To the Okies of the Depression years, represented opportunity for them. For Claus and Maggie, California was more than just sunshine and palm trees. California was the very embodiment of the American dream. California, where Marian Morrison became John Wayne, where ingenuity turned to fortune, and where they hoped Claus and Maggie could become so much more than they had ever thought was possible in a sleepy Midwest. As if to confirm the dreams, Maggie had already found a job as an assistant on a real film studio lot, and Claus had heard there was work for men with his skills all over town. Both knew they would have to work harder than they ever had before, but both intrinsically understood that the American dream is not so much a promise as an agreement. If you put in the work, America will deliver your dreams. Intrinsically is a new word. It means in an essential or natural way. Now entering California, Maggie and Claus read in unison. And just as the Roadmaster finally crossed over into California, leaving Nevada behind it, so the young couple put their past behind them to settle into the road ahead. It can be inferred that the events in the passage take place in the great. Some of the events here is for many forebears of the courageous and gold-hungry pioneers of yore to the Okies of the Depression years. So it could be the Great Depression. But no, it is the 1980s. Oh yeah. I forgot about this Roadmaster here. In this passage, California is described as all or except a land of transformation. If California is where Marian Morrison becomes John Wayne, so it could be a transformation. Land of sunshine and palm trees. For Claus and Maggie, California was more than just sunshine and palm trees. So there is sunshine, optimism, and opportunity. Where is it? Opportunity is here, and optimism. Yeah, I thought. I think this sentence say this sentence means optimism. So it must be dullness. Yes. As used in paragraph 3, the word excruciatingly most nearly means excruciatingly long means means that to an intensely painful degree, and agonizingly means excruciatingly. Juxtaposition is a literary device characterized by a placement of a person, concept, place, or theme parallel to another. This usually works to highlight the contrast between the two or compare them. In this passage, the author juxtaposed which are following. Dreams and reality. Yeah, as to confirm the dreams could be the past and the future. Oh, to highlight the contrast between the two. So it could be the past and the future. And yes! It's based on it's used in paragraph 3. It can be inferred that priest H belong to which a following word group. Priest. After a search on the internet, and priest H means priest H means portent, or be a sign or warning that typically something bad will happen. Dismiss means portended. Yeah. Just search it on the internet and we see priest H means portended. Foretold and warn means the same thing. So it's quite easy. Which of the following statement describes the main plot of this passage? A young couple vacations in California to seek goals as well as find work in Hollywood. And now, a young couple is forced to move to California due to an economy and struggles to enter the state. And here, even though the move was forced in the immediate sense by clause dismissal from his job, refers to the economy, and in the longer sense of the end of wartime boom that priest H, the closing of a tool and die paint plant. Yeah, so it could be C or D, but there is no struggling to enter a state, so it could be, but no, it's E. I'm quite unlucky about that one. Which of the following event happened first? Maggie got a job in Hollywood. Nah. It is here. It's here. Found a job as an assistant on a real film studio lot. That happened quite a few. Literally happened last. Claus lost his job at the tool and die plant. Where, the move was forced in an immediate sense by Claus' dismissal from his job. But no. Maggie purchased a 1946 Roadmaster. And the time when Claus lost his job was, could be later than 1946, so no. Really, I was supposed to choose A, and I failed the test. Well, this test was not very hard, but I have an error in doing this test. Well, yeah, and my Lexile level was still 1060, but my grade level, as I expected, lower again, and down to 10th grade. So I think that's it for. So I think that's it for today's recording with quite a lot of error.